Welcome to Oh Brother, a podcast of three brothers trying to figure it all out, with your hosts Brandon, Collin, and Aaron. On this week's show, Wonky Wheels. Ahoy!
Ahoy!
Hello.
How's it going?
I'm not going to give you the satisfaction of that, so hello.
Why not?
He's trying to make it happen. It's his new thing. Remember? Weren't you paying attention last time?
I'm not going to give him the satisfaction of responding to ahoy.
Well, fine. Don't.
He'll come around. He'll be fine.
I have experienced two new things this week. First one.
Oh, this show is all about new things. How exciting!
Indeed, it is. The first one is that had a client reach out to us. Sorry, the daughter of a client reach out to us. This is the pet. This is the dog I think I've talked about who was involved in an abusive relationship between his two owners and was not kind towards other men. And
oh yes,
at this dog. Apparently, so the daughter of the owner called me or sent us a message and was like, "Hey, can you call me? I have a weird question to ask." And I was like, "Okay." She called and she said, the gentleman in question apparently they have like a restraining order against him and all this stuff. He is coming back for custody of the dog in court.
What?
Okay.
What? That's a thing that happens?
Apparently. And she requested us to send them the paid invoice for all of the visits that we have done this year, plus the estimated value of the future visits booked in the future for the rest of the year, so that they can use it as evidence that she's the one taking care of the dog and that this guy has
and not him.
And not
okay.
him. Right? And that he hasn't done anything for the dog since leaving. And she's spent all this money.
Yeah. This is crazy.
So
I feel like you got to get Aaron in on this. I feel like that's what.
Nope.
Yeah, Aaron. What else? What else do I need documents? I don't
Nope.
That is weird. I've never been involved in part of a dog custody case. Like this is just I
had no idea such a thing would exist.
Shocked. I mean,
I am bamboozled.
I've heard of people like breaking up and then like not knowing what to do with the dog that they got, but like taking somebody to court to get ownership of the dog is just a whole nother level for me.
That's wild.
So it makes me really sad because this is a really sweet dog and been through a lot with him. He lost his there were two, and the one was really old and died earlier this year. And so I know we've just been through a lot with him. So it was just again very weird. And I'm like, the part of me was like, what if, because this is what my brain does, what if the guy gets custody of the dog? I think he still lives here in town. And then he's like, okay, well, I want you guys to continue to take care of him. Like, would I take care of this dog if the owner's like really crummy and has done all these terrible, horrible things that I know about? Like, obviously the answer is no. But it was just something that I was thinking about over at the house today. I was like, oh, that's a situation I did.
Well, I mean, would you punish the dog for the owner's terrible attitude?
See, that's what I kept coming back to. Of like,
right. That's kind of the quandary here. Like, yeah, you don't like the guy, but at least the dog would still be getting taken care of.
Right.
Right.
So that's a good point. I was just like, oh man, that makes me feel icky.
You could just charge him a little extra, right? Like Oh, don't tell. Just like, yeah.
What? Oh, for you, special prize. You get my super special referral price. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, the rate's gone up. It's just the whole thing. It's
gas. So expensive. Just don't know. So sorry.
That's true.
It's gas has. Yeah. So that happened this week. That was a new one for me. Never been involved in that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, because we have one client who's put us on the her pet's will. So when she dies, if the pets are still around, we get we get money to take care of the pets.
Whoa.
That was crazy. That was crazy whenever she was like, "Hey, I have a weird question for you." And I was like, we were like, "Okay." She was like, "I'm not planning on anything. I'm not planning on going anywhere." We were like, "Okay." She was like, "But if anything were to happen to me, I don't know what I would do with my dog." And we were like, "Okay." And she was like, "I'm putting you in my will to be their conservators or whatever for the dogs."
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Look at that.
So that was we've had that, and now we're like, not in court.
It's like a movie plot.
But
like that's what
it is. That's what I was thinking earlier too. I was like, oh my god, that's how like a murder mystery starts. Like, oh,
that is true.
I've seen Aristocats. I've seen Aristocats. I literally know how this goes.
Oh no.
We're not. What is his name? Gerard.
Yeah.
What is that? It?
I don't remember. I haven't seen that movie in a long time. I think we have it actually.
We do.
Weirdly,
I've watched it recently with the children. Edgar. His name is Edgar.
Edgar.
Ah.
So
there you go.
Edgar. And then the other thing.
Creme de la Edgar.
What?
Oh yeah, Creme de la Edgar. How could I forget about Creme de la Edgar? I'm sorry. I've let you down.
No, it's easy. The other thing that happened was both of my children were sick at the exact same time.
Oh no!
Whoa, super convenient. Crazy.
I guess they got it all over at the same time. But no.
Yeah.
And I was thinking
good.
Reflecting on this. Neither of my children have had like a stomach bug where there's vomiting involved. No,
yeah,
we've never had that.
And Collin just jinxed himself. Awesome.
What?
I mean, they just had it, so that's what
we're experiencing. And
that's nice.
And the differences in my children's reactions is quite stark, as you'd probably imagine. Noah was like very stoic, like very quiet, still, and he'd throw up with his eyes closed. He'd kind of grit through it, and then he'd want to go lay back down or cuddle, right?
Yeah.
versus
I'm waiting for this next one.
Versus Lillian, who threw open her door, bang against the wall at like 9 p.m. at night, runs down the hall screaming and throwing up simultaneously, is like yelling at us that she's throwing up, and she's like, like, Daddy, I threw up in the hall, and it's right over, and I think I got it on the bed sheet. And she's like trying to talk to me, and she's like, I want to throw up in the sink, and I'm like, bathtub, put your head in the bathtub.
No.
And she's like trying to turn around to talk to me about it, and she's like, Daddy, why is it orange? And did you
Oh.
I was like, honey, the only way we're going to get through this right now is if you stop talking and put your head in the toilet right now.
True.
But she just wanted to talk about it and tell me everything that happened, and was really concerned that it might have gotten on her bedspread and all these things. And I was like, yeah.
I mean,
over there,
as you would be,
as
right?
obviously as one would be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Holy cow!
I was so I was like, I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, you're going through this, and but I'm so sorry both of you are going through this. It's just really funny how you're coping with it differently, and
that's true too, right?
That I'm going to have for the rest of my life now. But anyway, that was so they're both on the mend. They're both doing a lot better.
Well, that is good.
Yeah, haven't had anything since this morning at 4 8. So,
all right,
probably
it is kind of a weird thing, right? You kind of like don't really think about because you kind of have to learn about what do you do when you don't feel good.
Yeah,
right. Because now I know, like, I take for granted that, like, I know the steps to follow now, like in my life when I have that, when that yield stomach bug comes around, or whatever.
This is a very good point because I found myself asking Noah, do you need to throw up? Then realizing he doesn't know what that is.
Yeah, he'd be like, "What are you talking about?" I don't.
Have never had to ask him that before, and so I can't. Yeah. All of a sudden, I was like, "Oh, like I can't expect him to be able to respond or be able to reliably tell me when."
Yeah, what?
Not, right? Because all of a sudden it's
true
like
too.
He doesn't know those warning signs.
Yes, but the guy. Well, I mean, yes, but like.
So a lot of times it was just like preemptively like taking him and then being like, hey, feel this, like I know your tummy, and having him. What really helped was having him point to where in his stomach hurt, because for a little while he had diarrhea, so that's obviously going to be lower on his body than whenever his stomach.
True.
So it's like that helped too. Of like, does it hurt up here or down here, and giving him some of those things to work
some
with.
Direction. Yeah, yes. That's a good point.
Yes. Not only do we equip with feelings and words to use to describe our emotions, but we also have to use this equip to describe how our body's doing and feeling.
That's a good point.
They don't know these words, right? It's like, oh yeah, I know these words, but that's because I'm a lot older than you.
Yes, because I'm not 4. Right. So
right.
Oh man, that's nuts.
There, that's my.
I'm glad they're on the mend.
Yes,
I'm glad they're on the mend and doing better. This is good news.
Yeah, and then of course tonight Megan was like, "I don't want to sound like a hypochondriac, but my stomach is really not feeling too good." I was like,
"You're like, get away from me. Go over there.
You can sleep outside."
That's what I do. Susan's like, I'm not feeling so good. I'm like, all right, bye. I'm going to stay over here now. I'm not coming over there.
Oh, gosh.
It's like, I'll bring you some soup, I guess, but I'm staying over here. Not going.
So, yeah, that was our excitement. Hopefully, y'all's was less so.
That is. I have not had that much excitement. I have definitely not. We did the 4th of July thing, right? We went to the park and we did the traditional go sit on the golf course and watch some fireworks. It's pretty good. That was about it. Oh, we actually went to one of those first on front food truck things.
Oh yeah, what was that?
Here in town with some of our friends.
Wow,
that's kind of cool. Like, we didn't really know what to expect, so we just showed up early.
Sure.
And like for a while, we're like, "Oh man, we shouldn't have been here this early." And then about like 6:30, we're like, "Nope, definitely should have got here this early," because like apparently the whole town came, and so it's like, "Oh my goodness, there's so many people here." But it's cool. They had like 11 or 12 food trucks were there.
Wow.
Which I was like, what? Yeah, I was very surprised I was like, man, I was not expecting this at all. And so that's weird. And then I'm still not exactly sure what a couple of them are selling, because some of these people need to learn about marketing, because they like don't have a sign on their food truck. So you're kind of like walking around and you go, what does this food truck even sell? And you have to go up real close and look at the menu they have like taped to the side of the thing, because they don't have a sign.
Oh,
who doesn't paint signs on the side of their truck? It's literally the one job you have is to make sure you clearly display the things that you want me to buy from you. And you have failed in this endeavor greatly. So one of them is just like a white truck. It's like, I don't know what that is. Right? It's just white.
No,
that was it. It was white. And then when you got up to the window, it's like, oh, you sell churros. That would be nice to know from across the thing here with our sting. You need a sign. And there's one truck that like it was brown. That's all I know. I literally have no idea what people are buying from it.
What?
The line was big.
Oh.
But like there was a pizza truck and it clearly said emblazoned on the side, pizza. Okay, good. Good, that's good. One of the taco trucks, I heard there was two. I know for sure one of them was there because on the side of this big giant yellow truck it says tacos.
Sounds good. Okay.
Yes, that's what I
Check.
So,
See this.
you know, the barbecue truck, they do a good job because it clearly says, it even has the name of the, I think I mentioned this, but the local, like it's a real local, it's like a local shop here in town, and they do like catering and all this kind of stuff. They have a food truck now that they just like take out sometimes. So that's a real wise plan. Like I know that I work with the ladies. I work with the guy's wife. She works at school. So, I know them and everything. And they're like, yeah, we're all food trucks. So they have a storefront in town. Like during the day, you can go in there and get stuff, or you can buy like bulk. Like I need like this much pulled pork, and they're like, here you go, blap. And they cater. And now they have a food truck, which is, I think, smart. So
Well, yeah,
they're doing that. But they have good signage. Well, so yeah, we did that. It was kind of cool. They had live music in the pavilion down there. I learned that my city has a police golf cart. I learned that because he was driving around because they had the roads closed off because it's literally on Front Street. So they just barricade the road off, and you have to park. The other good thing about getting there early is we parked like right in front of the thing. I don't know where some of these other people were parking, but they were walking from a long way away.
Oh my god!
So, there's that, but they just blocked the road off, and so you can sit. There was picnic tables out there. I didn't know there were picnic tables down there. That was cool.
Sweet.
We just like sat at a table. Boom, claimed it. Here we go. Here's our table.
That sounds like it was really nice.
But they had music. Yeah, it was cool. The first music, there was like a mariachi band. It was awesome. It was like super great. They're from like Northwest Arkansas. I don't know what their name was, but they were fantastic. It was like the best. And then like the next band afterward was not great. And so it was like, and the band that was the local band that was really, really good was going to be on last. But after like almost all the way through the second band, we were like, yeah, no, we're done. Because we ate and we didn't really like that music anymore. So we're like, okay, I guess we can go now. There's nothing else to do, really. Yeah. It's just food and music. So like, you know, whatever. But yeah, they're boring. They're just boring was the problem. So we're like, okay, whatever. And then the third band was a band they've been around here for like ever, like literally 15 years.
Oh wow!
And I think they've played the same songs like that whole time. So if you've seen them one time, you've kind of seen it. You know what I mean? So like, it's just they're fine. But we were like, yeah, we can go. We're gonna go.
Yeah, gotcha. That makes it hard.
They're just like, I guess they're good, but they just play the same, like literally the same thing all the time. So, like, I saw them once, like, probably it was before we got married. So we're probably talking like almost 15 years ago, and I bet they sounded like the exact same. So, like, I was
not much in evolution in the department.
Well, yeah, when you're like random bar cover band, like your sonic exploration is not exactly like, you know, you kind of find some songs you like to play.
Yeah.
And that's it. And if you write any songs, they sound very similar to the songs that you like to play.
Shocking how that goes.
So, yeah, they're just all kind of like the same. And so we're like, yeah, we're good. We can leave now. We had food. I had pasties from the London calling truck that came down again. So that was good. But I'm sad now because I also I had a hard time deciding, like, do I want a pasty or do I want a burrito? Like a big fat giant burrito. And I chose the pasty, which was good. It was a good choice. I had the traditional pasty, which because we got there early, they hadn't sold out yet. So boom, got it. So that was a good choice. However, basically since last Friday, I've really just wanted a burrito, and I have not been able to have one. We tried to order out from a place over the weekend, but they were all closed for the 4th. They were like closed like extra days. Like,
yeah,
dang it. So like, I'm still.
Sorry. My goodness,
I know it's rough. And Susan's like, well, "Do you want like Taco Bell?" It's like that won't do. Like that, like that just won't cut it. I don't think. That's not enough burrito-ness for what I need in my life right now. So we'll see. Either this craving will go away or I will find a burrito eventually. But so far, I just...
It has eluded you.
No burrito.
Yes, the burrito has eluded me. So that's...
So sorry.
It's all right. That's been basically it. I haven't done anything else.
Oh.
I feel very lazy because I have nothing to do really. Been like sitting and watching movies mostly. That's what I've been doing.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's all I got this week. Like, yeah, did some laundry finally.
Nice. But
yeah, I'm full on vacation mode right now. It's like,
I'm
not doing anything. So that's been it. We can talk about my movie watching here in a minute because it's been weird. So we'll talk. What's Aaron been up to though?
It always goes off the rails in the summer. So, Aaron, yeah, what's going on?
That's true.
Oh man, work's been a little chaotic this week, so I've been mostly damage control. So I haven't. I didn't even get to go anywhere for 4th of July. I didn't go do or see anything. Fireworks. You could like some Yahoo, kind of down the street from me was shooting off fireworks like in the country, or like partially in the city, which you're not supposed to do. But I mean, I could see it from where my apartment was, so that was kind of nice.
Here you go. Free fireworks show.
So I mean, I didn't get to. I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't get to do anything. I had a few calls that were a little like, oh, I have to go out right now. Awesome, sweet. So I've been dealing with weird and crazy people, and so I unfortunately did not get to a chance to enjoy 4th of July I didn't get a chance to go anywhere or do anything. I just been kind of me hanging out, working out every day kind of thing. That's really been about it. I have nothing to contribute. Sorry, I have no.
That's
story.
right. I feel that way too, right? Like I just been like sitting here. It's sort of the opposite of you, but like kind of similar. Like I've just been like doing nothing really. You've been like only working. I've been only sitting. So like,
Yeah.
is it?
It was a.
It's all right though.
Yeah, it was a veritable bombing up here over 4th of July. Fireworks were intense last year, but this year, oh my, people really were very interested in there being lots of fireworks all the time throughout the.
Yeah, I heard a lot of there's several places around here that were like selling out of stuff. Which I'm sure that happens a lot. I just don't hear about it. So I heard about it this time. But, you know, luckily there is like 2, 3, 4, usually like 7 fireworks stands in the very close proximity, which is so weird. But that's what I guess you could just go somewhere else.
I think I was trying to remember where I read it, but I think since a lot of people this year, especially since they were kind of more cooped up last year, like even people were able to shoot off fireworks. I think that since people didn't get a chance to shoot off or be like as social, because I remember like hearing a lot about people this year like actually going to more like 4th of July parties and doing stuff like that. So I think people wanted to go big or go home kind of stuff. Like, I watched some YouTube video about it where they talked about like, oh, this is gonna be like the biggest one ever, and like, well, yeah, I mean, it's 4th of July, but then they kind of talked about how people were locked inside for so long, and we need to make it memorable. It's like we're just gonna have it next year. Like, there's gonna be fireworks.
That's
next
true.
year.
It'll be fine. Yes,
it'll be fine. Do not worry.
Yeah, I couldn't really tell. Like when I went to the park this year, it seemed normal. Right. But again, we don't ever go into the park because there's like, we sit across the highway on the golf course. So we just park on the highway and jump the ditch and go sit on the golf course. You can just see right across to the park from there. So you can sit just on the fairway. We just threw a blanket out of the fairway. I'm like, yeah.
Hey,
yeah, there was less people on the golf course this year. Usually there's a not insignificant number of people over there. I mean, it's not like tons, but like the majority of the people are in the park. And then some people sit on the golf course. I felt like this year there was less people over on the golf course with us. So, I don't know. That's all I know. Maybe they just wanted to go in the park. Maybe there was food trucks in the park and I didn't know about it. I don't know. Maybe that's where the burritos were. They were in the park. Dang it. I know. So, but yeah, it was pretty good. We got out really fast. I guess where we happened to pull off on the shoulder, like we got back to our car. The benefit of parking on the golf course is that you get back to your car faster than everybody else. And so you can just pull on the highway and go. So like, but I felt like it was easier leaving this year than it has been in the past. Because there's been sometimes in the past we had to like sit there forever.
Oh, so with waiting for the cars to find the way out,
traffic, and then the police come and they like stop traffic on the highway because there's the exits from the park come out right on the highway. So the police come out and they block it out and they let people out and everything like that.
Yeah.
So at least this year, I felt like it went faster. So maybe that's just because we escaped quicker. I don't really know. I can't really tell if there was more or less people than because we didn't go last year, so it's hard to remember. But it felt close, maybe a little less. I bet a bunch of people were like, because this year they could travel for the 4th of July, so they're probably like, Lake, let's go. You know what I mean? I bet.
Yeah.
I feel like there was probably less people in town in general, just because I feel like they were leaving. They left. Because I felt like there was definitely less people parked on the side of the road, like in town. Because a lot of people like could go to like, because the park is down in this little, at the bottom of a valley, where they shoot all the stuff. Like, you can see them from very far away. So people will just park in like business parking lots and
wow.
throw out some lawn chairs and watch them. But I felt like I saw less of those people. And we didn't even go like till it was almost, they started at like 9:30. I feel like we left the house like 9:10 or something. So
wow.
I think there was less people around, I think in general, but I bet they were all traveling. Because last year they're like, you can't travel. And this year like, yeah, you can travel. And they're like, bye. So.
Well, I'll say we were a cross-sectional point in people's travelings to and from the lake from big cities. And the Friday, nope, not Friday. Yes, Friday. Ha, got it right. Was insane. I mean, traffic just bumper to bumper to bumper to bumper with people with their RVs, with their campers, with their boats.
Oh, because they go through you to get to where
town on their way to their site or to the lake, and it was just like I had to run out for for something. I don't even remember right now, but it was just like, no, take me back home. there are people everywhere.
Yeah.
I went up to Pahuska today for, we had a little work meeting. Like Pahuska is popping with people, which is weird because it's a Thursday. But like they had downtown closed because they're shooting the movie and everything.
Oh, right.
And like I remember trying to like navigate just at least a street. I was like, I can't get where I need to go because there's just so many people.
Leonardo DiCaprio is here. People want to see him. That's what's
apparently. But like I remember I pulled because like, oh, it's a Thursday like morning in Pahuska. It's like not gonna be busy at all. Place was packed. And like they had like downtown blocked off with like this big like black wall thing, so you couldn't like go past it, and you could see like they had all these tents for like actors and movie set people, like all through like scattered through across town, and all these security people, and like there was just like tourists there just like visiting. I was like, I'm just trying to get across town and like go do this, but it was the place to be apparently.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Who knew Pahuska was the place to be? Not me, but that's. Well, that's like here. Sometimes people are like, "Oh, there's a lot of people in town," and I'm just going, "Why? Like,
right?
What are they here? What are they doing? Like I understand what they're doing on like Wednesday afternoon because like tons of people work here, but like sometimes on like a Saturday afternoon, like why are there so many people? What are they doing? Like, we drove down the Broadway the other day, and I was like, I really like that they're kind of like, I might have talked about this. I might have said this before. Stop me if I have, but like,
okay,
they're really doing a lot of work down there to make it like nice and like keep it nice, and a lot of people go down there, but there's really nothing there that I want to go to, right? Like,
okay,
like,
gotcha.
There's not like they have like all these storefronts and they've been reviving them and they bring in these business and everything, but like, there's nothing that I want to go there for.
Yeah,
like I can't.
Not interested.
Yeah, there's a couple like there's like the pawn shop and like there's like an old like drugstore thing that's been there for forever, and it just has like weird stuff in it, and it's kind of interesting to go in there, but like that's not an all the time stop. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little old timey kind of store thing. You know, got that vibe going on. But like other than that, there's like my accountant is there. You know,
yeah,
like the CPA group that we do our taxes with. They're there.
Sweet.
You know, so we go down there once a year for that. So like, you know, it feels weird because there's like all this stuff, and then like, you know, they're trying really hard to like make it nice, and they have that pavilion where we went for the first on front thing or whatever. They have the silo that I've talked about that they painted up all ridiculously. Has a name now. It's called the Freedom Silo officially.
The Freedom Silo.
Yes. Yeah. Anyway, apparently a lot of people go and take pictures of that because it's so beautiful and patriotic and
it's
generic and boring. It's a silo. Again, I've talked about this before on the show too. Sorry, not to retread too much, but it is an American flag with an eagle in front of it. Like, it's like it's well done and it looks nice, but it's not like what you would call original.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I feel that, you know, as far as representing our community, sure, I guess. I don't, whatever. I don't, like, you know, they could have painted a bear on it, right? That would have been cool. Like, that's literally the school mascot. It's the Cubs. So like you could do like bear things, whatever.
Well, that was my question about what your mascot was. So okay, bear.
Yeah, it's the Cubs. So you could put like a bear, right? So like that would have been cool. But you know, whatever. I didn't know it was called that until I saw a sign. It was like historic downtown and the Freedom Silo. I was like, what?
You're like, wait a minute.
Why did you call it that? That's terrible. But like, it's a cool area, and it's like, you know, it's relatively nice down there now. But like,
yeah,
there's nothing I want to go there for, and I can't really think of anything that I want them to put in there. Like, you know, because Susan asked me, well, what business do you want them to put? And I was like, I don't know. I couldn't really think of what would coax me to go there. You know, like, I have to go to this place. I couldn't think of anything very exciting. So, like, I don't know. I guess I'm just not going to be pleased at all with this situation because I literally couldn't think of anything that would entice me to the area that they could add. Because they're building a whole like new library and everything, but it's going somewhere else. The old library's down there, but they're building a new one someplace else.
What are they going to do with the old library?
No idea.
Yeah,
don't know.
Okay,
haven't heard yet. And they just recently broke ground on the new one, so like it's not anytime soon, but. I did read somebody posted something. I can't remember if it was it was like a response to it. I think Susan showed me. It was on the community Facebook page or whatever. You know, somebody was like, I can't believe the community, they're spending all this money on a new hospital and a new library. Like, what's wrong with the old ones we already got? Like, first of all, I've never heard anybody complain about a new hospital before. That's weird.
People are like very thankful for that.
And yeah, because like what's wrong with the old one? I don't know. It was built in like the 40s and it's got like nothing in it, and the surgery rooms are not good, and like you can't do anything there. So plenty is wrong. That's the answer. It's like very with the other one. You know, and like what's wrong with the library? It's very small, and from what I understand, like basically is very limited in the amount of technology that it can offer for stuff. So like, that's kind of the whole point, is to like update it and make it a modern library and not a random room. Because Susan says it's been in the same building for a long time, and she said it's just very outdated, was her words. So I'm thinking about the picture I have in my mind is like the old Brentwood Library. I feel like that might not be entirely accurate, but I'm going with that. That's what
it's probably a good place to start. I don't think you can go too wrong there. Probably. Maybe.
And you're not getting too much more outdated than that old building from when we were kids. So like,
no, that's a good point.
Yes. So, So, yes. I don't know what else I would want to go downtown for, but not the library soon, because it's going someplace else.
Well,
although there is a Mexican store down there, so maybe they do sell burritos there. So
okay, wait. When you say Mexican store, is this like a market, or is this like okay?
Yeah, it's like a market.
Sure if they were like
there's two.
Okay.
Selling other things.
There's two supermercados down there. There's a little one, and then there's like a much bigger one, like halfway down the street there, and they sell all kinds of exciting things. So like, they do sell food, like already made. There's a little like restaurant-y thing in there. Think like in one of them, it looks. Do you remember? All right, here we go. Are you ready to get in the Wayback Machine with me? I'm going to take you in a DeLorean back to Skateport.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you remember a snack area in Skateport?
Yes. You came in.
It looks kind of like that.
Nice. Okay.
It has like that weird tile floor.
Yes.
And like some benches that are kind of orangey, right, in there, and just like a wood counter with the menu's like on the top, right? And there's two ladies back there that like make stuff. Well, sometimes there's two ladies. Probably on the weekends there's two. Sometimes there's only one. But they'll like make the food for you. So that's what it looks like. It reminds me of the Skateport little food area that you would eat.
And I remember they have I think they had a cotton candy machine. I never got any cotton candy from.
I don't remember a cotton candy machine.
Maybe I make.
I mean, I just don't. I also never got cotton candy because there was much better things to spend my money on than cotton candy, right? Like nachos. So I was.
I mean, when you put it that way,
yeah,
sure.
You remember the little DJ tower that was?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that.
It was like just this weird little like pedestal kind of thing that this guy was like mounted on top of, and there's like like a spin wheel like right behind him, and people like go up and like request music from him.
Oh yeah, you could skate. Yeah, I forgot you could do that. Oh, and the dollar thing was right there too, wasn't it? There was like that like booth, that like phone booth thing that like blew the stuff around.
Yeah,
that was right behind that too. Oh man, yes. You know what I really want more than anything in the world, in my life?
Tell me what you want. What you really?
One of those benches that was in there.
Yeah,
those
alligator, like
stupid fiberglass bench things. They were like crazy colors. Like they were like. I definitely remember one was lime green. I think some were blue. I want one of those. I've wanted one of those like for so long. I wish, like, I wish when they closed that place that I hope that they were still in there, and I really wanted to go get one. Those are the weirdest looking things, ever.
You're right.
I have such hard nostalgia for that, like so bad, and I don't know why.
Because they had like cutout on the ends, right? There were these long, low rectangles.
Yeah.
They were fiberglass, but they had huge notches cut out of the ends, so they kind of look like the greater than, less than sign on either side.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were hollow inside.
Yes. Which was
So I guess you could I don't know. I put my shoes in there. I don't know what you're supposed to do with it, but
I don't know.
they were so weird looking. They had that lip right there. Yeah, they were so bizarre. It's the weirdest looking bench to this day. It's the weirdest looking bench I've ever seen. Right? I don't know. It's so strange.
When did that place finally close?
I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I'll have to Google that later because I remember driving by it when I was early college, and then
I'm pretty sure it was still open. Well, the building was still there when you were in high school.
Still there. Yeah.
I don't know if it was open.
And then when I went back one day for, I think it was meeting Mimi for lunch or something, I was like, why is that there? It's not.
Yeah, I remember I was so sad when they tore that building down. I was really sad for a while. When I saw it, I was like, oh.
I am about to send you. Hold on. Oh boy,
I'm excited.
You on a nostalgia overload. Okay, ready for this? Okay.
Are you gonna send me pictures of Skateport?
I am sending you from deadrinks.weebly.com, a website dedicated to cataloging the dead skateport and dead roller rinks across the United States, and they have included Skateport. Here in the pictures inside.
Yeah.
They have.
Oh my gosh. Oh
no.
Oh, we have to link this to the end. We have to link this somewhere so people can understand what we're looking at.
It's going to be in the show.
This is beautiful.
People can go to
there's the snack bar.
Yeah, they've got the picture of the snack bar, of the skate rental and purchasing, of the actual rink itself, which you can kind of make out the benches that we're talking about.
In that I couldn't see. I scrolled down and looked at the cafeteria bench, and I was just like, oh man,
yeah.
I sat there so much, you don't even know how much I sat at these benches.
Yes.
Oh man,
yes, it is.
I forgot that skate rental thing. That was so nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Also, can we talk about who on earth designed this parking lot? What kind of ski slope hill is this? I don't know.
I know. It's terrible. All the cars that
there's the benches.
Yes.
Oh my god.
You couldn't get to it straight off the highway, right?
No.
Or whatever
correct.
it was. You had to go yeah.
Yeah, it was Glenstone. Oh man.
Yeah. But
that's beautiful.
They've got descriptions of the kind of the history of it, of first it was Star Roller Rink, then it became Starport. The rink had white steel warehouse style building for exterior.
Yes,
and this person is actually going and describing these this place.
Man, whoever curates this website, I am thankful for you. You are a beautiful person. Need you to know that.
You can buy dead rink memorabilia, shirts, and more. His name
really?
His name is Mark Falso. He first skated at Empire Skates roller skating rink in DeWitt, New York. And has
Mark, you're a beautiful person. You're a genius.
It's amazing.
And they had that back room. You remember the back party rooms?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man. So many of my friends had birthday parties there. So much. It's great. And skate night was so cool. Did you I know Collin went. Aaron, was skate night still a thing when you were a kid?
That sounds right. I mean, I don't really think it changed all that much. Whenever I went, but I didn't really go in high school. I was kind of more a elementary, middle school kind of thing.
No, yeah, I only went elementary too. That's what.
And so for me, my experience was different because yes, it was a really cool place to go, but like especially like in 5th grade, like that was the place like you went to for dare. But I had already
really?
been there so much that I was
Gotcha.
like, yeah, I mean, like this is cool, but I've been here like 1,000 times. But I mean, I remember having people's birthday parties there and like going
Yeah.
and doing like stuff like that, and like randomly going there for like field trips or something random. Like
Now,
that.
so like they did a thing where they had like skate night, and I don't remember on which night of the week this was, but you got like, I don't know if they rolled it around, but like there was a day where if you went one night of the week, like if from from Rogersville, it was cheaper to get in on that night.
Right, where they brought in people
And-
from surrounding areas.
Yeah, so
I
like
remember
one night
going
of the
to-
week, it was like cheaper for us to go, and all my friends would go all the time. Like the whole, like you would just go there and like all your friends would be there. All the kids you go to school with would be there. It was awesome. Like, and again, I went for the first time in like 1st grade, right? And I have this very distinct memory of like kind of like it was weird, right? I was kind of intimidated because it's dark and like there's all these older kids there who are like flying around, you know?
Yeah. A lot.
And like I remember like being kind of intimidated, right? And I also have a very distinct memory of like dad being like, dad was there, dad took me, and he was gonna skate. He was like showing me how to skate, right? And he like ate it so hard because he's not good at skating. And so like he did, he just like took out, and we must have gone like right after work because he was still wearing like his work clothes. Like a long time ago when he worked for General Heating, so he's wearing like khaki pants and like a button-up shirt, and like ate it hard on the skate floor.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember like you'd go all the time, and my friend's birthday, we'd have birthday parties all the time, and we would go to skate night like so much, just so much. And then like I remember having my own roller skates after that. I mean, this was the 90s, so obviously I had roller blades. Duh, guys, come on.
Obviously.
They were great. They were black and lime green. Yes. So they were perfect for roller skating in like 1992 and 3,
probably.
right? Obviously. We threw them away when the dog ate them, I think, later. But like definitely had some sweet black and lime green rollerblades. Oh yeah. It's so much fun. I remember go there all the time. I definitely remember jumping over those benches when I became that older kid who was skating around way too fast, like through all this stuff. They used to play like red light, green light.
Yes.
Right? Do you remember that?
Yep.
And they played the 4 corners. They used to have numbers hanging on the ceiling. This picture doesn't show it.
No.
Yeah.
But they just had these big, giant numbers hanging on the ceiling. And they would like, it was kind of like they just played 4 corners. Like they would play some music and all of a sudden the DJ would stop and be like, 2! And then there was like a countdown.
Yeah.
And if you didn't get there in time, you were out.
Yeah.
And so we played that. They did red light, green light. They had speed skating time, like specifically for like, there was like a certain number of time, like a song or something. They would be like, this is now the speed skating section.
Yeah.
Because like normally you had to like be cognizant and like be careful, and you would get yelled at for skating too fast through people. But during speed skating time,
it was
just like go ham, whatever. Just like go for it. Bye. And so you could go bananas. Like all the people that didn't want to go fast, they would go sit on the benches, those sweet, sweet fiberglass benches. And then
I'm gonna have to contact Mark to see if he can track down he knows the history of where those have landed.
Yeah. how did we get one? I'm sure that's what Susan wants in our living room is a giant skateboard bench.
Like, honey, I know
that I definitely did not ever jump over. Yeah, we just got the new couch. Screw that. Skateboard bench, everybody.
Yeah. Of course, skateboard is also where I broke my wrist.
I was going to say, Collin has a very specific memory of skateboard.
You do. I'm pretty convinced that I broke it during the changeover into the speed skate thing or probably just because the kid that passed in front of me was going, mile an hour, 20 miles an hour on skates.
Obviously.
Because obviously a lot faster whenever I was little, but he threw me off balance. And the one thing that I still to this day freaked me out about it is that the skate rink was inlaid into the ground.
Yeah, it was sunk in the ground. I don't know.
So
who thought that was a good idea?
You had to step down to get in and up to get out. And for somebody who is as uncoordinated as their father on skates, this is this is bad news. And
it wasn't like a little lip either. It's like I feel like it was like 5-6 inches.
I was going to say 6 inches. I was going to say 6 inches for sure. Because
and then because that was all carpeted.
Yes,
it was like weird blue carpeting.
Yes,
right. And then you went down into the skate floor, which is where everybody skated. And then in the back corner, they had like the kiddie skate area.
Yeah,
that was the slickest floor. Yeah. Like, I don't know what that was made out of, but it was so incredibly slick over there.
I always thought that was for like special tricks or maneuvers or something, because I could literally never cross that at all. Like my feet would slip out sideways. Like,
I don't know. I always thought it was like the little kid area because it was like a small little corner in the far back corner.
It was just like a little circle, and because I always thought that's where the older kids hung out.
I don't know. I always thought it was for little kids, but it was so slick, right? It was like
that's the only thing I remember about that. Yeah.
I remember.
Go ahead, man.
Oh, I remember specifically like going up there. I can't remember like what friend I had, but she had made the request of playing Britney Spears. Oops, I Did It Again. And I remember I was standing next to the DJ or like underneath him, and I was like, "No, don't play that. That's dumb." And I remember like he was looking like straight into me, like felt like into my soul, and like without even looking at his little DJ setup, just like press the button and came out super loud, and then just like slowly turned away. And I was like, "Oh, he did that on purpose."
He did, yes. I was still going in middle school, so I definitely remember people skating to the Macarena. Right?
I was gonna say
that was a thing. That was definitely a thing that happened. And also weird, like lots and lots of early 90s hip hop. Like I remember that distinctly. That's the first time I heard like a lot of rap music, I think, was at Skateport. Because they would play it like all the time. Makes for excellent skating. So like that's where.
Did you guys ever have any birthdays there? Like you yourself, like Dad had.
No. I don't think so.
Because I never had I never had a birthday there, because I think it was always closed during that time of year for me anyway. But I only remember going to like a handful of friends' birthdays, and then like we'd all like we would just like scatter and go skate for like 15-20 minutes, and then whoever's parent would be like, "Oh, time for this," and then we go back and have cake. And
in those back rooms you have cake back there,
and then we open stuff, presents, and then scatter again. And then pretty much. Mimi would show up and come pick me up, and I would always be excited to see her. And then I would face plant trying to transition from the in ring to like bam. So I remember that a few times, and then not being very good at some, because they had some arcade games there.
No,
right?
they had, when I was littler, they had a bunch, and it was awesome.
Yeah,
like that whole wall. So like from what I remember, you walk in the door, right, and then the skate rental place was like right on the right side of the door, and then the food thing was to the left, and then like straight ahead was the skating rink. Like behind the food thing It was like the DJ booth and the skating rink. But on that wall, immediately to your left, when you walk in the door, that whole wall was arcade games when I was a kid. The whole thing. So we also used to play a lot of arcade games. And I don't know if I mentioned this on the show before, but you get a very exciting thing happens when you are playing arcade games on roller skates. Right? Because we would play like the Mortal Kombat or the Street Fighter game.
Yeah.
Actually, the Street Fighter game. We'd play that. But if you're playing on roller skates, right, you're playing there and you're tapping thing, and you can also kick the people like in real life. And you try to knock them off their skates while you're playing the arcade game. And so when they fall down, you're like, yeah, boom, and you win. Right? So that's what
oh my.
It's like this double fighting game if you're like fighting in real life and fighting on Street Fighter on the arcade machine, because like you can get pushed down in real life and you lose your quarter. It was great. Oh man, it was so much fun. Yeah.
I love it.
Oh man, I loved it so much. It was so much fun. Clearly.
Yeah.
I was such a responsible elementary student. Like I was
yeah, I know. It's like so young and so
vicious.
It's hilarious. I love it.
It was great. I loved it a lot.
Well, it's those kind of memories that Mark is trying to preserve through his website, and he has quite a disdain for people replacing roller rinks with anything other than another roller rink in all of his disrespect. No,
that's true.
It's pretty funny. Here's a line that says, "This is now since demolished for new and making a pitcher curve road. I believe that was a terrible idea of the town to do that and destroy this beautiful rink." Ooh, opinion.
Yeah, I don't know why it closed down. I guess I don't know if roller skating is a thing that people engage in anymore, or to what degree they do so. So I don't know if having a building solely dedicated to only roller skating is a worthwhile deal. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Apparently, the news articles at the time in 2013, there's a news article here that says that it was demolished because MoDOT was trying to relieve congestion around that side of town, and they needed to have a better way of routing traffic north. And so they eminent domained the building to demolish it for road access.
Man, MoDOT, that's harsh, man. What are you doing? Maybe, hear me out. Maybe city of Springfield. Maybe if you didn't build your roads like trash, you wouldn't have these problems.
I know.
But that's true. They have the whole thing all set up there because you get off on Glenstone, you can go back around that whole weird way. So, but you could get back there before way. Like, you could drive on that road behind Skateport. Wasn't like a thing. So I don't really understand why they tore down Skateport and then built an Andes right there. So that was weird. Like,
yeah. It doesn't make sense.
I'd have to look at the satellites pictures of like how the road moved. You know what I mean? Because I feel like in my mind, it wasn't really super drastic, but again, I don't know. But I know that, like, I don't know. Our kids. Oh, that bench is beautiful. By the way.
Like that.
Oh my gosh. Oh, this picture. Oh, it gets me. Oh, man. Sorry, listeners. Sorry.
There's a green one.
Like
Sorry.
So they our town, they have repurposed the old YMCA gym floor. They have roller skating on like Friday nights for youths, and people go do that. So like they didn't tear it down. They have an old building downtown.
Yeah.
And it's pretty janky, and it's very small, right? But it has all that old basketball hardwood floor in there. And so they built the new Y, and it's like enormous, right? And so the old one, they still have random things you can do there, and one of them is they just skate on the basketball floor instead of basketballing on it.
I like that.
So my kids were telling me last year two of these girls that are in 8th grade, they were coming to talk to me in the morning. They're just coming to say, "Hey, what's up?" That I had them in 5th grade, and they came by for a little visit, and they were telling me about their skating adventure and how apparently one of them.
Oh no!
Yeah, she was like all falling down, but the other one was giving her all kinds of grief because she was. Oh, don't worry. She was skating with this boy helping hold her up. She got real red in the face. Right.
Oh no.
Oh yes. So there.
Scandal.
Scandalous. So I was giving her all kinds of grief about that. I was like, "Can you really not skate, or are you just pulling the old like, oh no, oh I've fallen down. Please help me up again." She didn't think that was very funny. I don't. I don't know why. No idea. But yeah, it's still a kid. I still think some places, but like other than that, I don't really know about if people go roller skating or not in other places. I don't know if it's a thing. Mark wants to go roller skating. Clearly,
yeah. Get that man in a rink.
Mark, I hope Mark, I know you're listening, obviously. So I hope that you are continuing to skate and can do so, not just out in the street. Yeah, because we've all roller skated in the street as well. We know it's not as fun. It's not as cool. Right? The asphalt is terrible for skating.
Yeah, don't do that. Oh my gosh. I just looked up. Apparently,
it just hurts really bad.
I've never seen or heard of this place before. My town has a roller rink. Tuesday night, you can go out and you can roller rink it up for $5, which is amazingly cheap. How is that?
That's pretty good.
How is that even?
It's because, well, here's the deal. Our town used to have an old skating place.
Yeah.
Right? But that's like, and I think that's why the Y opened theirs as a skating place, because the other one closed down. And it's well known for rugness, and so you couldn't really like take kids there. It wasn't really a great place for children taking. So the Y, I think that's one of the reasons why the Y did that. Mm-hmm. So check it out first, and then you too can fall in front of your kids on roller skates like Dad did.
I mean, I basically have to do it. It's called Wheel Thing Skate Center. The Wheel Thing Skate Center.
First of all, that's a beautiful name.
It is. I really do like
it. I approve this message.
I'm happy about this. I'm gonna have to leave that tab open because I'm very excited about. Oh, so
that's so interesting.
Go out and find a roller rink if you can, and go support them and go have some fun. They are a lot of fun.
It's true.
I don't know how much fun it's going to be as a 30-year-old, 30s, but probably
it's going to hurt a lot more. Although it hurt you a lot already. So
I'm already broken. Ha!
You're already broken by a skating rink, so it's fine.
What you gonna do?
Maybe the floor will be inset, and so you.
No, my luck, the floor will be raised 6 inches. So you have to step.
Oh no!
And there's no railing. You can just go flying off.
Like a platform.
Yeah,
roller skating up. That's a terrible idea. Why would you do that?
I don't know. Why would you inset it? That's ridiculous too.
I don't know. It makes more sense than phrasing it.
Yeah.
You know, I thought that for a long time, and I was always like, when I was a kid, I was like, this is dumb. Why did they do that? But like, you get used to it after a minute. And so when you go to, there was another skating place, South Campbell, was it Skateland?
Skateland, yep.
Yeah. And I went there a few times because my friend, one of my other friends, like I would go with him because it was closer to where he lived, I guess. And it did not have inset floor. It had like the like a half wall around the thing. So like the whole thing was walled in.
Yeah.
So the two of the sides,
like
the
rink,
yeah, it was like an ice rink, right? But like two of the sides were just the wall of the building.
Sure.
Right. And then the other two were this half wall thing. And that's where all this stuff was over there on the, like the benches. Their benches were not cool. They just had boring benches. So obviously they were failures. And, but I didn't like it as well. And I don't know if it's because you could only exit at certain points. Because at Skateport with the inset floor, you just get out wherever. Doesn't matter. Right? You're skating around. Oh, your friends are over on this side. Oh, you just hop out. You don't have to like go all the way around again.
Yeah,
you know?
That's true.
You don't have to get out and then traverse the outside.
So
you just like hop off. You're like, oh, hey, there's that cute girl you want to talk to. Jump out. Right.
Or there's
whatever.
that
like, doesn't
sweet
matter.
bench
Boom.
you want to sit on again.
Oh man, yeah, or your friends. Like that's the other cool part because a lot of times what happened because you know people just show up whenever. So you're skating there, you're going around. Now you come around and you see your friend putting on their skates at the bench. So you jump out and go sit next to them, so you can hang out and get started skating with them while they're getting their stuff ready. You know, but that I don't know. It was just more accessible, I guess.
Right.
The whole area around it was just more accessible. I felt like. And so I really liked that. You can just like hop in and out, go wherever, do whatever you want, jump out, go get snacks, sit at the sweet tables.
Just better.
It's better. Mine's too. It's like that home turf thing because you like the one you go to the most is the one that you love.
Obviously.
Right?
Yeah.
So like no other skating rink ever is going to compare to my love for Skateport because that's the one. It's like the childhood rink. Like I said, I have hardcore nostalgia for Skateport, like real bad. Like I don't like
well,
real bad.
I'm thinking then that means that our first our next live in person recording should be at the Wheel Thing Skate Center, live on the rink.
Live on the rink. That
doing a review of the
I can't tell you the last time I put on roller skates though. I bet it hasn't been since middle school.
Probably longer for me, so
I bet you because I feel like we stopped going skating in middle school, probably 6th grade maybe, and so I bet that's the last time I've worn roller skates.
Wow.
Or inline skates, any sort of skates with wheels. You know, I bet that was it. Because I know the ice skating place opened when I was in high school, Jordan Valley Park. And so there was a couple times we went ice skating. Like there was one time Colby and I showed up where like we met like a ton of people from band ice skating. Like we all just went. And it was like 20 people just went ice skating for some reason. Right. So, but that was only a couple times. So the skating charm wore off, I guess. I don't know. But I definitely haven't roller skated. And I probably haven't worn 4-wheel roller skates because, like I said, I was skating in the 90s. So like inline skates were the thing.
Yeah.
Right? that was the thing. Everybody wore inline all the time. You know, I had friends that had like super fancy inline skates. You know, like the big wheel, like the speedy ones. They had like the 4 wheels because they were like way faster or whatever. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't think that means I haven't worn 4-wheeled roller skates since I was in elementary school.
Jeez.
So probably like 2nd grade.
Yeah.
So we're talking like 1992. Here, if I'm going to date myself a little bit,
Sure.
Like 91, 92. That's probably the last time I wore 4-wheeled roller skates. Obviously, the rental roller skates at this time, they were beige with orange wheels. They have a very vivid picture in my mind of what these look like.
Yes.
Well,
What's funny is as you say that, that's the background image of the Wheel Thing Skate Center website.
as it's probably just the same one.
It's
probably like bowling shoes, right? Like rental skates have just looked the same since
why
like
would-
1975.
I could
Right?
never,
It's just
I could never get used to the toe brake on the 4 wheels. Right, in order to stop, you either had to turn your foot sideways and drag, or tip your toe forward to stop and stop on your toes.
I did it the draggy way because it felt weird too, especially when you went really, really fast.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what felt better about the inline skates because their brakes are on the back.
Yes.
So it makes more sense that you drag one of your feet backwards to slow you down. Right. Felt like that was more intuitive. So I agree. I also had trouble with the toe brake configuration. It felt strange to me to do that. So yeah, I seem to remember stopping. I mean, again, 1st and 2nd grade, I wasn't exactly blazing in the skates, right? Not the speed demon I would later become.
Sure.
But I do remember it was still, even at like a moderate speed, kind of like I got to slow down. Now it's hard. I got.
Yeah, I didn't have that balance that I could do that.
Yeah. Yes. So yeah, I like the inline back brake. It just made more sense. It was easier to stop. But you could also just drag your foot on the inline skates too. I did that later. But that wears your wheels out all funny. You gotta be careful. You don't do that too much. Because you can get wheels that are like all wonky. And that's bad. Nobody likes wonky wheels. That's terrible.
No. That's your number one takeaway.
Wonky wheels are terrible. I bet you could drag the 4-wheelers because those are so wide.
I think I've
So you
seen
could
people
probably-
do that.
I think that's what
drag
you'd
them
have to do.
for sure.
It's kind of like sideways a little bit.
Yeah.
That friction going on. I feel like that makes sense.
Well, who knew we had so many opinions about roller rinks?
Yeah, who knew?
Who knew?
Who knew?
That's,
I was so deeply nostalgia for early 90s roller skating.
I know.
Oh, man.
I'm telling you, you know, come up here for the fair. Y'all come up, get on the fair, and then we'll go skating afterwards. And we'll
go skating afterwards. I also really want one of these like old school skateport t-shirts. That looks just like
start.
If ever I was sad about if ever I had like remorse for not buying something, it's definitely a skateport t-shirt.
I don't. Sure, there's help. Sure, there's help you can get for this.
No, I just need one.
Well, I guess you just have Susan put out a call for you on Facebook for anybody to scour their closet to see if they've got one for you. Or,
That's true. Take out an ad in favor. Looking to buy. Whilst doing your summer cleaning, if anybody finds a skateport t-shirt size extra large, please,
I will take it.
I will buy it from you.
$80.
Well, that was the weird thing, like a while back, because I remember going through, and I was about to bring up if anyone remembers the Ozark Mountain Ducks, and
I think I saw them twice.
But I mean, I just remember how cool that was. Of just like, oh, we got our own little. I mean, this was like way before like the Springfield Cardinals, and
I
remember I was like, after they shut down, being like, oh man, it'd be super cool if like get like a hat or something. And I found a company that still like made them.
Say, don't you have one?
It's somewhere in here that I have an Ozark Mountain Ducks hat.
Yeah.
Because of reasons. But I just remember like, oh yeah, the Ozark Mountain Ducks, it's so cool, blah. I was like, no one's gonna know like what this is. Or,
that makes it even cooler. It's more hipster points that way.
Yeah.
If nobody knows what it is.
Yeah, so I still need to see if that like company in itself is still like open. Because I just remember how it was like, it'd be kind of cool if we got like an Ozark Mountain Duck hat. I'm like, oh, they still make them. Wow.
That would have been late 90s too, I feel like, because that was definitely middle school when I went to that.
Yeah.
And I think I might have gone to 2 games. And I do remember that the first one I went to, I have never seen more foul balls in all my life than those are Mountain Ducks baseball game. Oh my gosh. It was crazy. Man, I remember that was a problem. Like people would get hit.
Yeah.
A lot.
Well, the stadium was pretty terrible too, but they were only around for 5 years.
It's a weird stadium.
Yeah. I didn't. No. Anyway, Price Cutter Park.
Yeah. Price Cutter Park. And I remember also at some point in high school, like a Springfield Auto Club would have these like mini track day things in the parking lot. Because I went with Corey at least once, possibly twice. And they would set up like a little road course with traffic cones in that huge parking lot. And like race through them. Like just not like time trial style, like one at a time.
Yeah.
Go through. They had like categories and classes or car and stuff. And I remember that was a thing because we went and watched it a couple times because it was cool to watch. I don't remember what the name of the club that did that was. I feel like he might have driven his car through there one time. Carter did for sure, I know.
Mr. 2?
Yeah, it's Mr. 2. Yeah, exactly.
That one.
Yeah, not the station wagon. He did not drive through that.
Did not.
Didn't drive the Volvo through there.
No assumptions.
Yeah, I think he did that. But yeah, it was kind of cool. Like they just had it set up in there, and you could like go and look at people and like hang out with car dudes and just watch people drive their car around the parking lot. It was neat, right? It was fun.
Yeah,
I seem to remember that. So yeah, but I don't remember anything about the baseball games except for the foul balls. I think that's it. I went with Tim, I think.
That's probably pretty memorable considering all things considered. Given their record and etc. So
how long they were not there?
How long they did not there? Yeah, for 5 years. If you're like, like even I'm sitting there going, I think I went to like 3 games, which is a lot for a 5-year period. I feel like.
That's true. Being as I haven't been to a baseball game in a really long time. I don't like live baseball. Again, you have to pay attention, otherwise you will get killed with a foul ball. Or it just will happen. So like, you kind of like can't just like zone out and like focus on your hot dog only.
I don't think that's guaranteed.
Because you'll die.
But
I mean, you'll get hit in the head with a foul ball. That's true. I know I've been a couple times to the Springfield Cardinals ones because like they do 2 years ago, like they did like a kids day, so like a whole bunch of like schools take their kids there for thing. When we went for like a map celebration thing, it was awful. I hated it. It was not fun at all. Because we went twice, and both years it just rained. like poured the whole. It was so awful. I was very vocal about how much fun I was not having. To my principal, I was like, "This is the worst thing I've ever done in my life."
Impactful. Yeah. Sounds like
Yeah.
hold back.
Yeah, I can't. It's fine.
Yes. Yes.
I do also. This thought just came to my head. Price Cutter Park, famous for another event that happened there. Not baseball related.
No idea. No idea.
They definitely had a concert there one time. Because they're like, oh well, we'll just turn it into a concert venue, so
Yes.
bands can come
Yes.
and play in a thing. And do you know what bands came to play at one festival there one time?
This is
Early 2000s.
God.
Oh.
I only know this because one of my friends went.
Oh, okay. No, I'm gonna blank. I don't know.
It was definitely Slipknot. And,
Hey.
No.
and so, like, the people that lived next to that stadium were so mad
I cannot even.
because there's a housing development like right behind
It is literally right behind you.
and these people let Slipknot play a concert in this baseball stadium.
Oh.
Yes. There was like 5 like huge bands from that time. Like I think like Papa Roach was there, right? And it's like 2001 or 2, so Papa Roach was like huge, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Yeah, I got it. No. This is why I remember that concert because Linkin Park was there too.
yeah,
I know
Linkin Park was
what?
there.
Yeah. So Slipknot, Disturbed, Linkin Park, Papa Roach, and Mudvayne.
Wow. What is there a more early 2000s lineup than that?
I don't.
Right there? No.
Oh my God.
No, there is not.
That's from man, that's insane. Yeah.
I forgot Linkin Park was there.
That's why I remember that one. Because I was in there and I think I had a friend that went, or I just remember hearing about it. Oh, they're coming down.
Yeah. One of my friends went. Colby went to that thing. He said it was insanity.
I bet.
But like, can you imagine how loud that would be with all those bands?
No.
It's like right next to a neighborhood. Oh man, those people were so furious. I remember.
Because it's extremely residential around there.
Yes, it is. You put Mudvayne out there, like somebody didn't know who these people were. Right? I think that's what happened. They were like, "Yeah, sure, you guys come here," and they had no idea who Linkin Park was. Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They don't know.
Yeah. The normies had no idea. They just said, "Oh, let's bring in the youths."
Yeah, and boy, did it ever! I seem to recall reading that it was like packed.
I bet.
Right.
Yeah.
And what my friend said, like it was a jam full in there.
Is
Yes,
yeah, I know there's a lot of news
hilarious,
articles
man.
around there that I'm finding. So
Yeah, it was all about grumpy people and about how much they didn't want to hear Mudvayne at like a midnight in their house.
yeah, that would. I mean, it would make you crazy.
I mean, yeah, you
You're
live next to a baseball field that like nothing happens at, and all of a sudden there's Slipknot there. Like, oh no.
Yeah, when Ozfest comes to your back door, I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna go not sleep in my house tonight.
Yeah, like oh dear.
Well, thank you for your opinions on Skateport, food trucks, chaotic weeks, and Mudvayne.
All right.
Wrap it up. Oh,
Look at this.
video that I found from a concert too. Oh, Slipknot
All
concert.
right. Look at this nostalgia-filled episode, ladies and gentlemen.
Terrifying. If you like
You're
early
welcome.
90s grunge rock, here you go.
Yeah, if you like early 90s skating rinks and early 2000s music, like weird metal
From
stuff, I guess.
Ozfest, you can
New metal.
Yes.
We're going to call it all new metal, even though it's not necessarily the correct term for all of those bands. I mean, pretty much. It's all new metal.
Yeah,
It's all new metal.
Oh no, it's all rock and roll to me. Anyway,
Always has been new metal. New metal's cool again, by the way. Everybody was ragging on it for a long time. It's cool again.
It's
So was pop punk, weirdly. Anyway, that's a whole other category.
year.
Nostalgia sewed, ladies and gentlemen.
For two things that I don't know how many people are nostalgic for, but we did it. We did it. We filled
For skating.
for skating. Okay.
Yes.
So,
For all of our listeners who are nostalgic for skating, and all of our international friends
who?
who would like to know about what on earth. Hello, India. How's it going?
We're sorry. As always. Well, love you guys.
I love you too.
Bye.
Bye.